Brilliant.
You've got the master set, which is the one with the... Oh, well, you've got side locker. So in here, basically storage under the bed. Plus also you've got your extra battery.
Oh, that's the second leisure battery.
And obviously the original battery is under there.
Under that compartment. Brilliant. That's nice and neat. And 2 locks for that. Which key is that on there?
You've only got 2 keys,
oh,
they're both the same. So
it's got to be one or
really
other. Can't go wrong.
Right, you've got an outlet just under there. That's for draining down your grey water, so you're washing up water and sink water all goes into tanks underneath the van.
Brilliant.
And on the left hand side there's a tap, which you literally just open over a drain.
And that's on this side. Brilliant. And I've got a kind of a drain pipe as well to go for service.
All right.
So that might fit.
What you can do, you connect it onto there.
Okay.
Down to the hole in the ground, if you like.
Yeah.
Leave the tap open. So you're not actually storing the
water on the van, so, and I guess that's good for winter.
This is where the mains goes in, or the hookup.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously you'll need your mains lead.
Yeah, that's they've given me in the van.
Do you keep the van at home, or do you store it?
It's going to be at home at least until we find some storage.
You've also got a fridge vent.
Okay.
Now these parts, or you've got a fridge, and these parts are just basically travelling or storage cupboards.
Okay. And they're what they call the winter covers, are they?
Yeah. What you want to get, you can do it with a penny or a 20 pence piece. So when you're using the fridge, you just twist them and take them off.
Oh, lovely.
Top and bottom. Okay, because these fridges work on air circulation. They don't have a compressor.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously
they need to be off.
They need to be off whenever you're using your fridge.
So they're both fridge ones?
They are both fridge ones. So
okay.
If you're not going to use it or you're going to store the van or whatever, just make sure they're on.
So even if you're on gas or electric or anything?
Or electric, take them off.
Come off, brilliant. That's lovely.
This is an external shower point. So you can have an external shower.
Lovely.
You've got dogs or you've been on the beach or whatever.
Now how does that go hot and cold?
It just puts in, you twist it and you either go hot or cold.
So hot that way and cold that way, lovely, brilliant. And I did see the hose attachment in one of the drawers, so I know it's
there. You also have another drain tap at the back.
Okay, so that's fresh water.
That certainly is fresh water, yes.
Brilliant.
So again, or during the winter, or if you're going to leave the van for a long time in the summer, I recommend you drain it down. Just open the tap, drains down.
Fabulous.
On the back,
that's that side done.
You have a bike rack. Basically just lift it up.
Okay.
Flip the clips out the way, pull it down. These shoes are adjustable. You can slide them to wherever you want. And you've got the 2 bars here that simply clamp onto the frame of the bike.
Brilliant.
Now, although these will stop them falling off, it won't necessarily stop people borrowing them, shall we say.
Okay.
If you are going to use it for bikes, we recommend you get some chains or padlocks.
To fully secure. So wheels in here, those come off.
Yeah, so
wrap round the tyres.
Wheels go in here, strap them on, where you go.
Got you. Okay, so plastic thing just to secure. Now, can you actually put a box on these?
You can, but you are limited to weight.
Okay.
So this is for 2 bikes, it's usually about 60 kgs.
Okay.
Okay, but yes, you can put a box on the back. If you're going to put a box on, you can either take these rails off, simply by flicking these little caps off and taking the nuts off.
Okay.
Obviously take your bars off and out of the way, then you have to secure your box onto the back. Yes, you can put a box on them.
And any sort of box, Fiamma or?
Fiamma, you need to have a measure up.
Okay.
Obviously don't get the biggest one you got and find it sticking over the side of the van.
Yeah.
I can't remember what sizes they are, but I would think you would get the biggest Fiamma box on this.
Okay, it would be really useful because we don't have a lot of bikes. So I think this will end up being used more for a box than it would for bikes. So.
Behind here you've got the spare wheel.
Brilliant.
Take the cover off. Undo the big nut, cover comes off and your spare wheel.
Spare wheel. How about jacks and things?
Come to that in a minute.
Okay, I don't want to. So what can I just ask about the lights?
Yes.
So that one being a reflector.
That's a reflector. You've got your indicator.
Okay.
You've got your brake and side.
Okay.
You've got your reversing light. You've got your fog lights.
Fog lights and reversed on the other side, brilliant. And those at the top, is that a brake light, that one?
A high level brake light. There's also you've got 2 high level marker side lights as well.
Do they come on when you've got your lights on? Brilliant.
You've also got a little locker. In here.
Oh nice, you've got nice.
What you can do, you can lift this little flap up.
Okay.
Have it out of the way. You've got a couple of things in here. First of all, this little chap round here, that's your water heater. So that's where all your water heated up from.
Okay.
And you have a drain valve, that yellow drain valve.
Yes.
So again, during the winter, or if you can leave the van for a long period of time in the summer, we recommend you drain it down.
Okay.
Literally all you do, you just lift the catch up, or the
Water comes out.
and the water comes out.
Brilliant.
Okay.
And is there anything to do with priming, I read?
I'll speak about that one.
Yeah, we'll speak about priming. I do know a little bit after
I gathered you do,
but not having first-hand experience.
I usually can work out the people who've done their homework, let's put it that way.
I've done homework,
Yeah, so,
I promise.
guarantee that, yeah. Right, this is also where you empty your cassette toilet
Brilliant,
from.
okay.
So you lift the catch up and the whole lot slides straight out. So you go to your designated waste point.
Okay.
You twist it round, take the cap right off, air release valve, tip the waste away.
Lovely.
Now in here you need to put a green or blue chemical, toilet chemical.
Okay, we have some of those.
Yeah, lovely. So you slide that back, twist that, put your chemical straight into the waste tank.
Can you do that again? I didn't catch it.
So you just pulled it out, you've emptied it.
Okay.
So you slide that back, twist that, and get your chemical straight in there.
Lovely.
Now it is a measured quantity.
Okay.
It's all on the bottles usually how much you put in. You've got your chemical in, make sure it's all in line.
That goes over.
Slide it straight back in.
Yeah, I think we got some else in bio one, which is in a green bottle, and a flush as well. But I think that's a flush.
You don't need the flush.
Okay.
On this one, the flushing side is done from the main motorhome water tanks. You don't need the flush.
Okay.
Which is simply the one that goes into the waste tank.
Fabulous. That's lovely. I think we went over and above on our essential buying.
Well, if you've not, I know you say you've had a camper before.
Yeah.
You have before.
I've had the experience of going away in the camper not having the essentials, so I didn't want to do it this time with the motorhome.
Or what sort of thing. Right, as I said when we were looking in your locker, you do have a water heater. Now this is a travelling cover for the vent.
Okay.
Whenever you're going to use your water heater, you need to take this cover off.
Okay.
So it's from the bottom, just pop straight off.
Okay.
Stick it in your van, do what you want to do with it, but basically you must always take it off whenever you're using your water heater.
Okay.
As you're going home now, whatever your plans are, put it back on. You also have an external barbecue point.
Yeah, that was
So
the
if you have got a gas barbecue, half the job's done for you.
Brilliant. And is that automatic as soon as you put it
in? Yeah.
And that's a flow coming out.
You also have this is where you fill it with fresh water. So you basically just get your key, you undo it, you press it in, twist towards the front of the van, and out she comes.
Brilliant.
And it's literally just a hose pipe straight in, fill it up.
Lovely, and we got one of those. And that's all measured. You can see the amount you're putting in on the electrics display, is that correct?
Very good. Yeah, there's 2 ways you'll know it's full. Basically, what you can do, you can stand here with your hose pipe watching the world go by, and once it starts to run out underneath, you'll know it's full.
Okay.
Because they have an overflow on them.
Under there.
Under
there somewhere, brilliant.
This is your gas box. Or where your bottles go, if you want to call it. Oh, put your bottle in.
Yeah, he said they would put a little bottle in with it.
Right, I don't think there's an awful lot in it.
Okay, I was hoping there might have been some.
Not a lot, very little in it.
Okay,
It
that's
might
the
pay you
job.
just to go to your local dealer and just get it exchanged. Now what you do with these,
So do they just exchange the bottles?
basically go into your local Telegas dealer and say, I'd like one of those please.
Okay.
And they disappear out the back or wherever they go and they'll bring you a full
Another one.
What you do, you take this hose, goes into there. Now these are left-hand thread.
Okay.
So it's back to front to what you think. Basically do it up finger tight first. Right. You nip it up and basically just get a spanner and tighten it up.
Okay.
Okay, but as that's empty.
Is there a spanner anywhere to fit that, or is it me getting one?
You might pay yourself to get yourself a good adjustable spanner.
Yeah, I've got several at home, so that would...
Yeah, it'd pay you. You can get gas spanners, but they're made out of very thin metal.
Okay.
And they tend to
I've got
bend.
an adjustable one, so that would be... And what are the sizes that you can put in here? Can you put is it similar one?
That's a 6 kg.
Okay.
6 kilogram. You may be able to get one 6 kg, which you've got there,
Okay.
and a 13, which is the next size up.
I think that might be...
But you might have to have, or try one first.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can't get two 13s in there.
Probably the weight issue as well, I guess.
It is weight, but it's the size of the bottles.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but you know, if you borrow one and just, you might be able to.
Okay.
It'd be a case
See
of,
how...
sort of trial and error sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's a definite thing to do. Is it safe to take that bottle out, put it in the back of my car, and take it to be filled? Or take it...
yeah.
So I can do that. Brilliant.
Yeah, you can take it out of there, put it in the back of your car, go to your
Go in,
wherever.
yeah.
Say one of those.
That's helpful because I wasn't sure.
No, you don't have to take your.
I wasn't sure about the safety aspects or regulations, so that's really good to know.
The only time regulations come into it is if you are paying. If I was to pay you to take a bottle, then you'd have to have licenses and all sorts of things.
Okay, but it's my
If you're doing
bottle
it
then,
for
I
yourself,
guess.
Then it doesn't.
No problem. Brilliant. Well, that's that side done. Oh, not quite.
Diesel goes in.
Okay, diesel.
Diesel.
Okay.
Okay, so you just get your ignition key. Do it. Basically, let it hang, fill it up with the old diesel.
Lovely. And a fairly big tank, I would think.
It's the original vehicle diesel tank.
Okay.
So when it came from Fiat, wherever it come from, it's the original tank.
So it's a Fiat Ducato, isn't it? Yeah.
It'd be the original Fiat Ducato tank.
Brilliant.
Now, your bonnet release is just here.
Okay.
Now your vehicle battery on this is actually underneath the cover under there.
Okay.
Okay, so it's probably not like your car if one's under the bonnet or wherever.
Not probably likely to need to.
Now you said earlier about jack and wheel brace and everything.
Yes.
That's all in a box that's underneath the seat.
Brilliant. Let me just go around the other side quickly and I shall have a... Okay, so that's all under.
Here. So basically just pull this cover off.
Lovely.
You've got a little catch here. Basically it just slides out and everything.
Oh, fabulous. So that's a jack.
Jack, wheel brace, towing eye, and all the bits and pieces you'll need if you ever need to change your wheel.
Brilliant. That's really compact and good to know. Okay. Lovely.
So under the bonnet, you've got the usual bits and pieces. So you've got your washers, your brakes, your header tap, your radiator, got your power steering, oil fillers on top of the engine as usual,
Okay.
and your dipstick is at the front of the
Damn,
engine.
brilliant.
Alright. So probably the only one really that's going to consume you more is obviously going to be the washer bottles.
Yeah.
Which tucks in the corner. It's also the cam belt or timing belt, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
From the 10th of the last month.
Lovely. So that was just changed, wasn't it? So that should do another 5 years.
5 years, I need.
Yeah. No, I'm really pleased that was done.
Right, apart from your awning, which I'll come to in a minute.
Okay.
Is there any questions on the outside?
I was going to ask you a couple of things, and having just seen this as well.
Yeah, that's actually an external aerial point.
Okay.
Which I'll talk to you about when we go inside.
Okay. Now, does that only open, the step only open when you press the button? So
you can open it from inside.
Okay.
And close it from inside. And it should.
So there is a...
Right. So what you've got on your key fob, you've got 3 buttons.
Okay.
Now the middle one locks everything and also puts your step away.
Locks the step as well.
The top one simply unlocks the cab doors.
Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't open the habitation door.
Okay.
So if you want the habitation, so if you go into a supermarket or a fuel station, you just unlock the cab doors.
Yes.
So if you want the habitation door, you need to press the bottom one. Not only does it present you with your step, puts your awning light on as well.
Okay.
There's also the habitation door opens easily.
Brilliant.
If it doesn't open easily, make sure you have unlocked it.
Okay. Now, does that? I'm thinking where we're parking at home, and that comes out. Can that not come out when you unlock that door, or is that how it works?
It's how it works.
Okay, so you've got to be careful then. As far as the levels, I think that should be fine there, because there's a good old gap.
Right,
so
okay.
I think we'll be okay with that.
Lovely. So you're all right with everything else on the outside?
With that, I was going to ask about the using in cold temperatures.
The what, sorry?
Using the van in cold temperatures.
Right, okay.
Is it below -5 that you have to start worrying?
Well, the freshwater tank is insulated.
Okay, so that
And
helps.
obviously the waste tank isn't, but when you think about what you put in your waste tank, salt and stuff, and washing up liquid and cooking or whatever, that's not going to freeze.
Okay.
I mean, if you're out in minus sort of 50, then you're on your own sort of thing, you know, don't call me, but, you know, so where are you going to take it?
Mainly it's going to be fair weather motorhoming,
Right.
But we are planning to, I mean, for example, we are going to take it away for 2 nights in 2 weeks' time.
Right.
And it's really just to give it a good old test. And we were thinking, well, if the temperatures were 0, -1, -2, God forbid, hopefully it'll be more, but just in case, wanted to know how safe it would be to use.
You'll be all right, because obviously once you've got your heating and everything going,
it will keep the van.
keep it warm.
So freshwater tank's insulated.
Yes, it is.
And I did research, I think that you can leave the grey water open with a
Yes, you can leave the
bucket
grey water open, yes you can.
if you wanted to do it that way.
Yes, you don't, so it's not storing. But as I say, when you think about it, when you do your washing up and cooking, if you use salt, whether you do or not, beside the point. But stuff that's in cooking, obviously,
should keep it from non-freezing.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds all good to me. So
right, you also have an awning. Now what I'm going to do,
we've got some sunshine coming.
Don't knock it.
Rather nice.
Right, so we've got an awning.
Yeah.
So a couple of things with awnings on these. First of all, just make sure your habitation door is shut to start with.
Okay.
And the second thing is, if it's a windy day, or it looks like it's going to get windy, don't bother. It's not worth the grief, trust me. So all you do will be, you put the handle in.
Okay, select these and have. Yeah.
If you want to come around this side.
Yeah, I come round.
So you pull it from the back, so it unclips, and it comes out.
Brilliant.
Right? All you do is slide your legs out. What you've got is feet on the bottom.
Okay.
So what you need to get yourself is some pegs or some pin, like 10 pegs.
Yeah, have already.
Most people have who do this job. So you just pin it to the ground.
We've got some of those Fiamma plates.
Right.
They are, which go over the poles and then 4 pegs around to like metal plates. I think
Right.
hoping.
This is not a Fiamma awning.
I'm hoping they
You
still
might
won't be.
have to modify them a bit.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen them, to be honest. They're
Yeah.
heard of them, but
They might have been Fiamma, they might have been Omnistor, and I think this is an Omnistor
this is
one,
an
isn't it?
Omnistor fuel, almost the same thing.
Yeah, so
You might
hopefully.
have to modify them a little bit, but yeah.
And a strap we have also
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
over, so we've kind of covered the bases.
You
on
haven't
that.
you? You really have, yes. I'll give you that.
We've had experience of awnings in windy days, so, and is there a centre pole with
No
this?
centre pole, no.
Okay,
So just make sure it's laying flat. Also make sure the foot is laying flat and not sticking this way.
okay, so it's nice and
It must be
flush
the same.
inside.
And you get your handle. Right back in.
And as far as on a spring, summer day when there's little wind around,
Fine.
pull it in at night.
I would do, yes, because
Okay.
again, you don't really know.
Know what's going to happen.
Right, so I'll send you.
Be safe, rather be safe than sorry, I think is the motto.
Looks like it's going to go. I'd rather you get service the skin for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you bring it back to me and I go, oh dear. I get my disc cutter out and my Stanley knife and remove it. I'm not trying to scare you or put you off. I'm trying to point you in the direction.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, other people have come and stuck on.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I've kind of read stories with people with awnings left out.
Right, okay. So that basically
Covers the
is
outside.
the outside. Okay.
They did say there was an aerial point, so that's just
Yep.
an external.
About that when we're going.
Have come on to that one. Right.
Alright, I just need a drink of water.
So I am actually going to take my shoes off. Oh, okay. Mind the head. Okay. So this is the inside. I'm taking my shoes off because mine were a bit mucky. We have got a bit of a new runner as well, which is going to be hopefully saving the carpets.
Right. Right. So, are you right?
Okay.
So, this is your main control panel. So, what we've got on here, EC300, that's just the make of the unit. You've got volts, time, using anything in the van. It's your main on-off switch if you like. The bottom one, that's your water pump switch.
Okay.
So when you use your tap, shower or toilet, you need to have that one switched on. Bottom right, that's simply your awning light, so that powers up the light which is on the outside.
Okay.
And the top one, that's a very important light.
Okay.
As long as that light is off, okay, it means all your electrics are running off your leisure batteries.
Okay.
If you switch it on, it changes it over to the vehicle battery.
Okay.
All your
don't
electrics.
want really.
Exactly. So it said you don't want to do it. The only thing you can do with that switch is if you've had the vehicle parked at home for a little while,
Okay.
and you're plugged in to the mains, if you switch that on, that will charge your vehicle battery from the mains.
Okay.
So it can top it up.
Okay.
But when you're using the van, 9 times out of 10, you never want it on.
Okay.
If you flatten that, you're in trouble.
Okay.
So, it doesn't matter which way up or down you go on your arrows, you'll get to where you want to be eventually. So first setting is leisure battery condition.
Okay, which is good.
The second setting is vehicle battery condition. And you've got fresh water. Now, as you fill up your fresh water tank, that goes up in percentages. 25, 50, 75 and 100.
Okay, that's good, handy to know.
Next setting is wastewater. Now with your wastewater, it's either 0% full or 100% full. There's no in between.
Okay.
Okay. Next setting is battery draw, because obviously we've got various lights and what have you. Solar panel, I don't think there's a solar panel on this, is there?
There should be actually.
Should there?
Yeah.
Okay,
There is.
Fine. External temperature, here we know. Tank heaters. Now, that's something. You said about in minus temperatures.
Yes.
What you've got is tank heaters.
Oh, right, there
in
is
your,
tank heaters
in your fresh water tank and possibly your waste tank.
Okay.
There's like a little 12-volt element.
Okay.
It's very, very low wattage.
Mm-hmm.
It won't heat it, but it will stop it freezing.
That's
just
really
take
good.
the chill off. Basically.
I wasn't sure that had this on, so that's really
Clock,
handy.
if you want to set your clock, you just press the middle one and get your clock. Do it for you. Remember how to do it. Got the time. Do you have the time?
Oh, time is 11:26.
27. I'll give you one for a look. So you set your clock. You've also got an alarm. If you want to wake yourself up, alarm off. You've got an event timer that nobody ever uses. Basically, back to where you were.
Brilliant.
So, middle arrow is just for adjusting your time and alarm up and down. It just scrolls through, so it doesn't matter which way you go.
So to turn this light on, how do you do that?
Oh, that's
step
here.
one. Okay.
That's your step switch if you are inside the van.
Okay.
And you want to step away.
Put that.
The step also puts itself away when you start the engine.
Okay, which is a good feature, I guess.
Now, excuse me. Runny nose.
Bless you.
Okay, so you've got some controls above here.
Okay.
So first of all, the left hand side one, that's for lighting your water heater on gas.
Okay.
Okay, you've got two settings or two temperature settings. You've either got 50 degrees of hot water and it self lights.
Okay.
Or you've got 70 degrees of hot water and it self lights.
Okay.
It's not instantaneous, it is a storage heating system. So basically it takes about 20 minutes, half an hour to heat up.
Okay.
Okay. Probably see you've got a little red light come on now. That's basically telling us it's failed to light, obviously because there's no gas on. Exactly.
So when the gas bottle's connected and there's gas in, that should turn green after 30 seconds.
Yes, it'll switch on. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Little switch here, puts your little lighters on.
Okay, all lights around the top.
Now this one here, the one on the right hand side, although you have a gas fire, which is buried behind the silver cover, you can also heat your van from mains electric.
Yes.
She has done her homework. Splendid. So, if you're as old as me, you remember the old 2-bar electric fires people used to have?
Yes I do.
Splendid. So basically built into the back of your fire you have a heating element which you can't see. So this is where you set it up from. So the inner ring, which is number 1 to 9, that's your room thermostat or your temperature.
Okay.
The outer ring is your wattage. You've either got 500, 1000 or 2000 depending how hot you want it.
Okay,
Let's say we just want to take the chill off, put it down to 500.
Okay.
What you'll get after about 5 minutes, you'll feel the heat coming out the front of the fire from mains electric. Okay. And you can set your stat when it's up and running, and set it to wherever you want.
Brilliant, that's lovely.
And then when you're done, you just turn it off. Okay.
Fairly straightforward. And that big button in the middle again was...
Try it. Your van, press it.
Oh yeah, that was the lights. Lovely. So as far as that heater's concerned, does that, the electric solely up there for that, as far as the electric part of it, or do you need to press buttons on the heater?
No, the electric part is simply up there.
Simply up at the controller.
So, we're on site. We're not on electric for whatever reason. Okay? So you want to light your gas fire. Not a problem. All you do is you turn the control right round to maximum, in this case number 5.
Lovely.
As you can probably hear, it's making a ticking noise. That's your ignition. You just press the hold button down, keep it pressed down till that ticking noise stops.
Okay.
Give it a few seconds longer, let it off, it will kick in. You'll hear it kick in.
Okay.
And basically you can set your thermostat to wherever you want it.
Okay.
So once it gets up to temperature, it cuts in and out.
Brilliant. It's clicking because there's no gas.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, do we have a manual with all of this?
There should be a box of books somewhere. I would think that.
Oh, so you've got a big book of manuals.
What in there? Another one there. Right, so you've got a big box of manuals, everything in there that you need to know.
Lovely.
Okay. But what I'll do, we'll take them out there.
All of it wet, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't know what's happening there. It's certainly not wet in that locker, so whether they've washed the floor and left it on the floor.
Do you have something to put it in, do you think?
I'll find it a bag or something for you. That's very good. It's certainly not wet in there, so
okay, good.
nothing
That's
around
important.
there, so yeah.
Okay.
Right, okay, so where are we? Right, now you can either just have the heat coming out the front,
Okay.
like a normal convector fire or heater, or you can have what we call blown air.
Yes.
Now, that is controlled from this little switch on the right hand side, left hand side even.
Yeah. Okay.
So, there's 4 settings. So if you put the switch to the A, you regulate the speed of the fan by turning the control.
Okay.
So as the heat builds up, the fan speed builds up.
Okay.
Okay. In the middle, or naught is off. M is manual. Okay, so basically you just turn the control to wherever you want it.
Okay.
And down one more again is just a constant blow.
Okay. And that comes out of these little
We've got the round
vents
outlets.
at the, vents at the bottom of the
Yeah.
seats, and I think there was one in there as well.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Splendid. Your microwave is mains only, so that'll only work when you're on the hookup. Okay, and then you've got your
Yeah.
somewhere.
So microwave fairly explanatory, I guess, if you use
So-
the microwave before.
Obviously your dish,
Right.
your runner, like you said, you've got the hose, all in there.
Fabulous. Yeah,
Good
nice
drawer.
cutlery drawer.
Right, you've got 2 switches here. This one puts obviously the light on onto the
kitchen.
hob. So you've got 3 gas burners and 1 electric. And that will only work when you're on the hookup.
Okay.
So it's that one there. Little red light comes on
Comes on.
and away you go.
Fabulous.
The rest of them are gas.
Okay.
So all you do, whichever one you want, you just turn the control, press it in. You've got a little button on the
Okay.
right hand side, and it's actually electronic ignition.
Yeah, lovely.
You
Fairly
also-
straightforward.
Yeah,
lovely.
you also, if you've got gas at home, it is basically the same. You've also got your grill, so
Okay.
whichever one it is, turn it, press it in, hit click.
Okay,
Now
turn
whenever
it
you're using your grill, you must leave the grill door open
on. Okay,
and the hob top up.
fine.
Okay?
Yeah, that's lovely. I noticed we've got smoke alarm up
Yeah.
here, so that will...
You've also got your oven. Okay,
Lovely.
yeah. You've also got little pan store down the bottom to put your whatever in.
Oh, that's handy. I didn't notice that before. That'd be an extra bit of
Various
space.
cupboards and what have
Cupboard.
you. Right, you do have another switch just here, this round one. That puts your lights on above
Alright,
there.
lovely.
Okay.
We'll get used to all the lighting
It'll be
controls.
a case of
Yeah.
switch them on and see
We'll
what happens.
test it all. Have a look through the manual and...
Right, you also have a fridge. Now this is what we call a 3-way fridge. So you switch it on, it lights up.
Okay.
So press the mode button, and then you select what you want. So the top setting is electric, so if you're on hookup, obviously it would stop flashing because it's on hookup. The next setting is battery. Now the only time these work on battery is when your engine is running.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're not on hookup and you're not travelling, go down to gas and it self-lights.
Brilliant. So I guess if you're at home and you put the van on electric to get the fridge cold, and then you take it off the hookup when you're leaving for a campsite or wherever, and that can stay on, and then you hook up again at the campsite.
You so put it when you're travelling, you put it onto the 12 volt.
Onto the 12 volt one.
And then you're either on hookup or gas when you're stationary.
Fine, okay. And as far as lighting it on gas, is that fairly straightforward?
Just select the gas symbol.
And that'll automatically...
Just simply press the button. So then you'd be travelling on the battery.
Yes.
And you'd be on the hookup.
Okay.
So you said you keep the van at home, don't you?
Yes.
So if you plugged it in at home, that would stop flashing, the fridge would be working.
I would when we get home, we'll test it. So
and what you do is you then got the battery, then gas, you just put it to the gas and it self-lights.
Brilliant.
Little temperature here, so basically the more lights you have lit, the colder.
Okay, the colder temperature it is. And are they fairly, the freezer compartment fairly good on these, or?
Yeah, they'll freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your freezer.
Brilliant, it's practically new, isn't it?
It is.
Very good condition.
It's 13 plate.
Yeah.
So it's 7 years old.
Yeah.
Give or take a bit. Yeah, it's nice.
Not too many uses, I think.
No, yeah. Well, you never know the history behind them.
Yeah.
Unless we've sold them from new, which we haven't, then
no.
You never really know.
Might be in parked up for a number of years without being gone on away.
You never know. It might have been parked in somebody's barn or whatever.
Yeah.
Roof light, you just press the button in, up she goes.
Lovely.
You do have a night fly screen.
Fly screens.
Night blind.
Lovely.
And whenever you're travelling, do make sure that all your roof lights and windows are closed.
Are closed down, okay.
You also have the big roof light above us. And you might get dripped on, but there's not a lot I can do about that. You just wind it up. So you've got a nice big roof light.
Lovely.
Okay, but again, when you're travelling, make sure it's closed.
It's closed down.
Two little clips on either side. Now in here is the nerve centre, if you like. Basically this control box here talks to the control box above the door.
Okay.
Now what you've got here is what they call a system shutdown. So if you are going to store the van or leave the van for a few months without using it, you can actually switch everything off.
Okay.
Okay, two things. A, remember you've turned it off. Because if you come and try and use the van, nothing will work.
Okay.
So,
good point.
Switched it on. And what you've got, basically, is doubles of what you've got above the door without the scrolling and everything else. So you've got your 12 volts on. You've got your water pump switch, so you can turn your water on from here. You've got your main light switch, okay, and you've got the little battery changeover as well.
Okay.
Now what you have got under here is another light, which puts lights on
round there, so that's lovely.
Okay.
Now can I... Yeah, I know we've now got two leisure batteries, so will it just work in exactly the same way as far as charging?
It will work in exactly the same way. No difference.
As if you've got one battery, it just happens to be two.
You just happen to have two.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So you've got all your leisure fuses. That's all to do with the habitation side of the motorhome. They're all listed there as to what they do.
Brilliant.
You've got your RDC for your mains, which is the same sort of thing as you've probably got at home. And you've got a system of lights and switches. Now the first one is a red light. That's a reverse polarity light. So basically that's more for the continent than this country.
I read about that as well, yeah. So, not we wouldn't use it much over here, so just if you go abroad.
That's right. In the middle of the next one, the green one, that's your battery charger.
Okay.
So that one you can leave switched on all the time.
Okay.
The next one, space heater. Now when you're using your mains heating with the controller above the door, you need that one switched on.
Okay.
Power it up. And this one here, that's for running your water heater off mains. So when you're hooked up to mains, you switch it on and that heats your water from the mains.
Okay. Now just going back to the charger briefly.
Yes.
So is that one just constantly on then?
Yeah, you can switch it off if you wanted to.
Okay.
But you might as well just leave it on.
And that's an inbuilt charger that will charge off the mains on the campsite that's going into the van and keep your batteries chopped out. And that kind of links with the solar panel to a degree.
If you're, so wherever the solar panel regulator is, which you'll find. Right, you also have, while we're here, a TV.
Yes. I'll sit down this side.
Actually works through the radio.
Who were in bubbles or couples. But yeah, I think people will start to get the hang of it. And as a viewer at home, I watched it at home and I did the same thing as you. I got all nervous and excited.
So you go into SRC, DVD TV loading. Now it might not pick any. Oh, it tells me a lie. So basically, there's your TV. We don't always pick up a signal in our workshop, you see, but
that's good.
There you go. And obviously your sound. Just your radio.
Okay, so that's radio, TV. I've got my own sat nav. So
the TV is actually built into here.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like a mini Freeview box built into here.
Okay.
You do have a remote control. I think of that one. So yeah, you can press it, point it at the radio, not at the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm writing saying that really is for radio and for television.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And it doesn't really have any other functions on. Okay.
So yeah, okay.
That's lovely.
Now you will find if you go to different areas, you'll have to tune it.
Okay.
But it's just a case of going into menu and just follow the instructions.
And do auto tune like you would at home on a Freeview box. That's lovely.
Now when you're done with it, also important, you've got this switch here. Okay. It's very important when you're not using your van to make sure that is switched off.
Okay.
Because all your TV and everything all works through your leisure battery.
Okay, so that would drain.
So when you're parked up or not using it, make sure you turned it off.
Got you. Okay.
Now, so when you've done, you keep pressing the button. Auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2. Telephones, if you've got a
I can
phone, you
connect
can connect
that's
it
handy
to that.
to have.
If you want to use your sat nav, there is one built in, and just keep going. Takes you back to your radio.
Okay.
So you can't go back. You have to scroll through.
Yeah, I mean things like that. I'm going to spend some time and I'll just play around until we. Yeah. But yeah, the basics are brilliant. So.
That's a nice sat nav.
What I will do with that so we don't lose all my charge at the minute is to do that.
So, under here, just tell you what, I'll pop those in your bag and then
Lovely.
out the way.
I did put a dash cam in that bag, but I think I shall probably wait till I get home. Set that up. I came prepared.
Where are you from then?
Cambridge.
Oh, you Cambridge, yeah.
So not too far away. Little village actually, out just outside.
Oh, right.
So we are reasonably close, which is good.
Not too bad, anyway.
Searching for motorhomes, I did go down to near Reading.
Yeah.
And there was found so much of far distant flung places around the country, but never went obviously. Until we found you.
So under here, as we saw from the other side, you've got your leisure batteries and your box and whatever.
That's quite a nice storage area under there, and second batch, and that's accessible from the outside.
Yeah.
And that's all as far as sort of airtight with the locks, with the doors,
Yes.
that doesn't let cold or...
You might get a little bit of water seepage.
Okay.
Because they are literally a plastic frame.
Okay.
But usually they're alright.
But as far as sort of heat, keeping the heating, they're pretty good for that.
You've got your table.
Lovely, that was an extra. Let me move this out your way.
Set it up to wherever you want.
Well, that's really good actually.
Just tighten it up.
That was a little add-on that we decided to go for.
Yeah, they do. Quite a few auto trails do have them.
This wasn't spec'd with one, I understood that, and I did actually ask if it was, and they were prepared to put it in if it was spec'd with it, but because it wasn't.
Never had one.
No, never had one, this van, which is why we saw it in another auto trail and we thought how good that was to have.
We've fitted. Things go in phases in this job.
Oh, bless you, hit yourself on the nose.
Basically under here you've got your storage again.
Okay.
Now the external aerial point is to a point which is just up near your TV table.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you wanted another TV, another aerial, you could.
You could do. So basically so you can use a site aerial. Some of them have site aerials. So you can use that.
Okay, so look the site aerial into there and
I think they must have washed it.
That does look dirty, that does look wet.
They've washed it and it's coming through the window rubbers, that's what it's done. Yeah, they've used a pressure washer.
Oh goodness.
That's why that box was wet.
That's got all soaked then.
Yeah. That's why.
How naughty is that?
Oh. It'll dry out.
Yeah, not what you want.
No, no. It's certainly not come from up there because everything's bone dry.
I have a quick feel and just make sure.
Yeah. Even in the cupboard, you see.
So you think it's come through the sills in the window?
Well, I've not had the window
or perhaps they haven't had it shut properly.
Yeah, that's probably.
I should be telling Miles.
Right, what I'll do then...
I'm just wondering, keep that over there, yeah. You still give it a chance to dry out. I think when I get it home, I think we'll get it on the electric.
Just take the,
get the air heating on.
Right. So, in the bathroom, toilet compartment.
No, wait. I'll put this up, just up here for a minute. Where it's not wet. Sorry, I'm a bit OCD with things. Okay, lovely.
You've got things covered. So that obviously just goes there. A bit of
the little
Now, obviously you've got your wardrobe, and what you've got in the corner there is the switch, another switch for your mains water heater.
Okay.
Because your water heater's got two elements in it.
Okay.
You can either have 500 watts or 800 watts of heat, so whichever way you go gives you 500 watts or 800 watts depending on how hot you want the water.
Okay.
Okay?
So is that a turn
No,
switch?
it's just a little rocker switch.
Okay.
Just like the gas side, it's just a little rocker switch.
And that's put on the 500 or 800 watts for the bathroom or for all the water.
Yes. You've also got your handle for your warning.
Okay.
Pop that.
And that resides in that cupboard at least for the minute until we find perhaps a better place for it. Okay.
So, in the back, so we'll just...
There's such a lot to cover, isn't there?
You've also got your aerial.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously you've got your booster box with a little red light on it. So you just undo the little clamp, push it up, you spin it round. Basically what you've got there as well as the signal finder.
Okay.
So the better green you get,
the better the signal. Okay.
Okay. Obviously, like I said, we're in a building, so
yeah, so you're not gonna be.
Also, you've got a little on-off switch, so when you're not using it, just make sure it's switched off.
Now that I take it is obviously a smoke alarm.
It is, yes.
Looks like a smoke
And
alarm.
I think on this side you've got a CO2 carbon
Alright.
dioxide detector. So
I can probably send my one back then. Covered that base
Well,
as well.
In the back, obviously you've got the shower.
Okay.
That's nice and straightforward. So obviously you have to have your water pump switch on to use it.
Use that.
Same with your little basin taps. Got your various light switches again.
Okay.
Right, cassette toilet. Now, we've explained to you about emptying it.
Outside, yes.
So to use the toilet, you do need water in your fresh water tank.
Okay.
And your water pump switch on. So all you do, so you press the little blue button.
Okay.
That brings water and chemical into the bowl.
Okay.
Or water into the bowl. You do whatever you're going to do.
Yes.
You flush it again, and to empty it, you've got a little lever here. You just pull round all the way to there. Also, probably you can hear as well, it's got a little fan on it.
Okay.
So basically, that's also helping drawing out all the
smells.
and that switches itself off after about 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, and all the chemical stuff's done outside in the
Yes.
cassette, so it's not anything inside. That's brilliant. And again, a little thing, and we've got an extractor up there, and that's fairly, I guess, fairly straightforward and used.
Basically, all you do is you undo it.
Okay.
Switch for that one. Oh, it's on that one. No. Not the right switches for that one, eh? Right, I'll come back to that. What was it doing? Yeah, roof vent. So basically, you switch it on with the middle one, and it either sucks or extracts the air or brings the air in.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do with it. Okay. Or you can just use it as a normal roof vent.
Okay. Oh, so you can lift those up. Lovely. Okay, so make sure they're down when you travel.
Oh yeah, that's right. That switch puts these two on.
Okay.
It's the light above the toilet.
Okay, and the lights in the bathroom, are they more switches in the actual...
switches, yeah. 2 switches just round the corner here.
Oh, lovely, okay. And as far as using the shower is concerned, is there anything special information to know about? Just say there's, I imagine, a switch or a dial?
There's a mixer tap, like you've got, instead of having a tap, you have a shower, so it is actually just a mixer tap.
Okay. And providing the electric's on and the water heater's been on, it should just come on and...
It'll take 20 minutes, like I say, 20 minutes, half an hour to heat
warm up. Okay. So now I did mention, you said perhaps we'll talk about that later, priming the water tank.
Okay. So, basically, you fill up your fresh water tank from outside.
Okay.
You come inside your motorhome, you put your water pump switch on, which is a switch on above
With the little tap.
As soon as you switch it on, pump runs straight away.
Okay.
You open your cold tap and bleed the air through the cold systems. You're simply taking water from the fresh water tank round the van, out the taps.
Okay.
So once you get a nice flow of water out of there, on the cold side, you switch it off.
Okay.
Then you need to do the cold taps in the toilet compartment and the shower.
Okay.
And the toilet.
Okay, so it's
Right,
four.
So 4, yes.
The circuit, okay.
So once you've got water coming out the cold tap side, you do the same with the hot. So you twist it round,
okay.
You lift it up, that then draws water from the fresh water tank into the boiler.
Yes.
Which is buried underneath the cupboard at the back.
Yes.
Once that's full of water, you get water coming out of your hot tap side.
Okay.
Then again, you need to do the same with the 2 other taps in the shower.
Fine, that's
And once
fine.
that's built, water all bled through, turn them off, the pump will build up pressure and switch itself off.
Okay.
Okay?
That will make sense.
Yeah, you alright with that?
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, isn't it?
It is a lot
actually,
to take in.
But I've got my video now, so
yeah, we do know that. So.
But if there's any questions that suddenly that I can't answer
if
myself,
you can't
or
answer anything, or you don't understand it, or you get it around your neck, whatever, you can always ring us.
Brilliant.
As long as you tell us what it is.
Okay.
Auto trail, whatever.
Yeah, and you'll be able to help. So as far as the electric's concerned, I can't really go far wrong.
Not really.
Apart from draining the vehicle battery, which is
that's the only thing. Really, the only chance you've got of doing that.
Yes.
Is if you have that switched on.
Yeah, where it says food. So avoid having vehicle battery at all times is really the main thing to think about. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, signing off from Handover.